So I threw on this shirt because I like Bleach, and I just realized that my hair is basically mimicking Ichigo's hair. That's hilarious and completely unintentional. Or is it? But that's not what today's video is about. Let's get right into it. Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe and I hope you guys are healthy. My name is Josh and I absolutely love clothing and personal style. So if you're into that type of content, feel free to subscribe to me here on YouTube as well as follow me on Instagram at where's_Galdo. So the title of this video is definitely not clickbait. I really did buy a pair of Dunks in the year of our Lord 2025 and they're not a collab. They're not Nike SBs. They didn't even come with a box, but I was at the outlet looking for a pair of shoes for work, and I came across this pair for $60, and there was just something that just enamored me about these shoes. I'm talking about these right here. These Dunks are absolutely crazy. These shoes represent something that a lot of brands nowadays try really hard to do, and that's tell a story. And that's, in fact, telling multiple different stories while kind of hitting me on a personal level. So let me explain. So fun fact about me, I used to really be into sneakers like way back in the day, and this model of shoe, the Nike Dunk, was the shoe model that got me into collecting sneakers when I was in like middle school. Now I didn't have the money to actually buy sneakers back then, but it got me started in the sneaker culture and trying to understand and research and just be enamored with like the stories behind shoes. One of the stories that this shoe encapsulates is going to be Nike Concept Japan, or CO.JP, for a lot of other people who are seeing old Nike Dunks that have that label onto them. Exactly what that is going to be Nike Concept Japan. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Nike really wanted to expand their company and globalize as a company, and one of the biggest markets for the Nike footwear at the time was in Japan. They have a tendency to really appreciate subculture and really have a propensity for collecting. And Nike sneakers were huge. There were people who were coming to the US and bringing US sneakers, namely Nikes, over to Japan, and it was just a huge thing for Japanese collectors to own Nike shoes at that time. Well, Nike wanted to go ahead and allow for that appreciation to go even deeper and created an entire branch, or like, it's not really a sub brand, but a branch of Nike to release Japanese exclusive colorways, and that kind of blossomed. Back in the day, in the 2000s, Nike Dunks were absolutely huge. Both SBs, which was later formed, I'm not sure if I got my years right for Nike SBs, but Nike SB later on formed because Nike Dunks were so popular with people who skateboarded. So whenever you see a shoe labeled with CO.JP, whereas this shoe has CO.JP, which means Concept Japan, this has it on the insole. I mean, the ones like from back in the day, I don't believe that they have any that CO.JP anywhere on the shoe, but that is paying homage to it simply on the interior of the shoe, and people would just never know. Now, another story that this shoe pays homage to is going to be the What the Dunks from 2007. As you could tell, this is kind of like a really eclectic, wild, very in-your-face colorway, but if you look at the other one, entirely different. They are just so asymmetrical and so just weird as a shoe. I don't really know how often I'm going to be wearing this shoe, if I'm very honest, but considering they were only $60, I'm totally okay with that. But the What the Dunks from 2007 were a Nike SB where they used their most, I would probably say, iconic motifs of Nike SBs, threw them all in like the weirdest way, completely asymmetrical. And if you have a pair of What the Dunks from 2007, those are worth like multiple thousands, which is kind of wild. And they continued to use that same theme with other shoes. I think there was a What the Dunk Kobe or something like that. I'm not 100% sure if I remember that correctly, but they did do another pair or multiple pairs of like What the Dunks with different types of motifs. The one from 2007 is going to be the most expensive one, the most sought after one, and then the other What the Dunks are just kind of like a novelty, which exactly what this is. But I think these are probably the most wearable What the Dunks. Now, those two stories are iconic in their own right and really, really impressive in my opinion already, but there is another concept that is encapsulated in this shoe in particular, and that's going to be the Be True to Your School series of Nike Dunks that originally came out in 1985 to 1986, the college basketball season. I'm going to be so real with y'all. I know nothing about basketball and the history of basketball. I'm just here to talk about the shoes that were really iconic back in the day. So with that being said, so I'm definitely going to be using like what I researched just because I am not very well versed in college basketball anything. But this series, the Be True to Your School series, was first around in the 85 to 86 college basketball season, where shoes were made in the signature colors of the various top performing colleges in the basketball season. Of course, those shoes specifically were all their respective colors, but in this shoe right here, we got white and orange for Syracuse, we got yellow and navy for Michigan. St. John College is going to be red and white, and then on the other side, we got Michigan colors here, Kentucky colors over here, and then this last one is going to be gray and white, which is UNLV colors. And fun fact about me, I started my college career at UNLV. I'm actually really surprised that this shoe alone has actually made me as excited as I was, because I just haven't really cared much about sneakers really at all for a very long time, for years at this point. And I know that making videos about Nike shoes is just something that I haven't done in a long time. But let me know what you guys think. I think these are really fun. I'm really happy that I got these for a wonderful, wonderful price. And let me know what you guys think about this, both the shoe itself, but also the stories that are associated with this shoe. I appreciate your guys' time. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.